Friends, good evenings, greetings, salutations. I hope everyone is well. I really do mean that. It's Thursday. Another fantastic day in the market if you are investing in certain kind of stocks. The overall market's doing really good right now. So this is high praise for the market. People that have stayed in with things and not listen to the background noise of people that are just impatient and sell out of things and just don't believe in good companies. We are here. We're celebrating. We're drinking coffee at 7 o'clock at night. We got money. We're doing good. We're feeding our kids. We're buying little toys here. Look what we're doing here. So let's talk about some stocks here. We got Palantir. We got BigBear. We got SoFi. We're going to talk about these. And I swear, I'm going to talk about DJT. A lot of people talk about DJT. I'm going to talk about DJT. I think there's something big here brewing with the DJT that's coming up here in March. So we still got a little bit of time here. But I will talk about that. So talking about these stocks specifically, because these are ones that I've been yapping my mouth about. And they're doing very well right now. Even SoFi, I'm very, happy with what SoFi is doing here, and I think there's a lot that's about to break out here with SoFi. So first, let's talk about Palantir, and look at our little king right here. This is our little king. Look at this little guy 3 years ago, 2 years ago. No one believed him. People were calling him crazy. They didn't like him, and now look at little Alex Karp here, our little king. So anyway, Alex Karp, obviously the CEO of Palantir. Palantir today making all-time record high. Once again, the stock is looking for 120. That's just what it's looking for. Let's be honest here. The stock is doing what the stock has been doing here all of 2024 and now into 2025. It's pricing in the next quarterly. That's what it's doing. This is what Oracle did in 2024. This is what Palantir did in 2024. This is what Oracle did in 2023 and in 2024. And Palantir has been doing this, and it's just this is why I said Palantir is going to $100 here back in September. This is why I said Palantir recently. I've been like, it's going to $200 because by the time we get to Q2 of 2025 here, somewhere in the summer, Palantir could be at like $150-$60. Now, obviously, somebody's going to come in here like, market cap. I know about market cap. Okay, I get what we're saying here, but if you're new to what's going on with Palantir here, let me get some more coffee. It keeps pricing in what's coming here. That's what I've been trying to tell people. Yes, Palantir is very expensive here, but what is happening, essentially, the black and white picture of this 1, 2, 3 ABC is that Palantir is in such a growth pattern to where when we already hit when we hit Q3, Palantir was at $50-$60 and people were like, that's way too expensive. Okay, well, maybe at that moment it was. And now when we just got this Q4 here to wrap up 2024 and we were at $80, and then the stock, even better quarterlies, the stock shot up over $100 like that. Now what is happening? It's pricing in what's coming here. So it's hype, it's FOMO, it's the aroma of people don't want to miss out. Don't kid yourself right now. Even the people that are saying Palantir is too expensive, it's going to fall apart, and I don't trust it, they're buying Palantir. Don't let people fool you. Okay, listen, I was listening to people say this at $40, $30, $50 with Palantir that they weren't going to buy it. They bought it. Okay, don't give me that. And now they're not saying much, but they're happy. Thank God they bought it. They're happy. Listen, I want to see everyone enjoy the wealth of the market. It's if you, especially with BigBear, obviously going to yap my mouth about BigBear here, but a lot of people made a lot of money here with BigBear in the past 48 hours. That's so awesome, man. That's so awesome because I love seeing people beat the market. I love the market. To me is such an amazing invention that humans have made, to where the average person, man, woman, young person, older person, mid person, whoever you are, you can do it with friends, your spouse, whatever. If you hone in on stocks, ETFs, crypto is a different conversation, but stocks, especially what we're talking about here, you can change your life over time. Listen, I started in the stock market here almost 10 years ago, I started with $5. Okay, I had $5, and I made a little bit of here. I made a little bit of money, and I didn't like, as people would buy stupid things. I remember I would, like, when I had my job back then. I would be with people, and they would go, buy like a soda at the gas station, and like, like a hot dog at the gas station, spend like 10, 20 bucks every day at the gas station. And I would just eat something that I brought, or like a bag of peanuts that I brought, a banana, and I would take that money daily and I would put it into a stock. I'd put it into the market. And like, because people ask me, like, what do you do how did you get in the market? What did you do? I just did simple stuff. Like, I didn't do anything like mind blowing. I just took $5, $10, $50 here or there, and I put it in the market. You can start your portfolio here with boring stocks. You can just start buying ETFs. You can start buying even Palantir. Palantir at this point, it's a guaranteed investment at least all this year. It's a solid investment even at these prices, I do believe, because listen, I'm seeing $200 for Palantir. That is cheap, what a lot of people on YouTube are saying. And there's people that I highly respect on YouTube. I mean, I don't know if you've seen what Tom Nash has been saying. Like, Tom Nash is a genius on YouTube here. So, Tom Nash has been talking about Palantir going to, like, he was saying it was going to $100 3 years ago, and people were just putting him down. I mean, and look what happened. Jeremy from finance. I mean, he was talking high praise about Palantir. And this is how we all help each other. It's so important to watch people. I encourage people to watch other people. Look, see what everybody's doing, what they think, their minds, where they're at. So what I'm trying to say is, friends, is that, Palantir has proved to be just an amazing opportunity for people to change their life. Like, it's becoming one of the biggest stocks I've ever hit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's one of the biggest stocks I've ever hit. So with that, yes, Palantir here, it's pricing in the Q1 already. It's already pricing in Q1. And on top of that, we're gonna see more deals pop up here. We're gonna see Palantir come out with an article or something, and they're going to say, we just got another big deal over here, X amount, $500 million or $500 million, or $1 billion, who knows. And we're getting into a place where Palantir is reporting these hefty quarterlies, 500 million, 600, 700 million. We're getting into a position where Palantir is going to report $1 billion quarterlies, okay? That is coming here. Even Dan Ives is saying, like, hey, I believe that Palantir is going to be $1 trillion company here in the future. Okay, $1 trillion. Can you imagine that? This company, Palantir, that was just but not weeks, a few years ago, not even that, at $10. And I remember even talking back then, like, Palantir is going to $15, and people were like, there's no way. Now we're talking about Palantir going to $1 trillion. That is wild. 3 years ago, I remember people were saying, Nvidia was going to change people's lives. Look what Nvidia's done. So sometimes it's just good. It's just good. And Palantir is one of these things right now that it's not stopping. Like, I think it's pretty well obvious now. I will be completely honest with you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't get anything from telling people to buy into a stock. Like, I don't have some huge YouTube channel. I can't, like, change a stock algorithm, how it's going to work, okay? Even when, like, 3,000 people watch one of my videos, I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. But I'm thankful for it. Thank you all for being here. But, it's a situation of, I want to see everyone do well in the market. And Palantir is one of those great opportunities right now where there's still a lot of meat left on the bone here with this big old T-Rex we got in front of us here. So, bullet points of what I'm trying to say here is that the fundamental goodness, great things right now with Palantir is that it's hitting so many check boxes right now. It's hard to really say, I don't see why everybody's buying into it, because there are still those people. I see the comments. I see the chat rooms where people are saying that. And it's like, what are you talking about right now? All right, let's talk about BigBear. I'm sorry. I get to yap, and this is my third cup of coffee tonight. I think I'm about 7 deep today. So let's talk about Big Bear. Listen. Once again, congratulations to everybody who, I read a lot of comments today, and I know this is a lot of talking in this video, but I do want to say congratulations to a lot of people. I read a lot of comments today. I tried to get to everyone. Thank you for people that gave me money, $5, $10, some bigger donations of just gifting me money because they hit really big on the stock. I so appreciate that. That's unbelievable. Even $1, I'm like, oh my God. But I do want to thank you. Because I know a lot of you, I was talking about Big Bear here when it was $3, $2, and I was really honest with you guys and like, listen, this is something I'm doing. This is my wild card of 2025, and it still is. I still feel that way right now because there's still a lot of things up in the air if this is really going to work this year. But I think we're off to a good start. But a lot of you were buying in at $2, $3, $4, $5 even. Well, under $5 here because we pretty much surpassed $5 here with this deal that just happened. But a lot of you told me you were just grateful and thank you. Listen, I am just as shocked and thankful about the situation as any of you, okay? I just happened to yap my mouth about it and you heard me. So I'm glad it worked out for everybody. I really am. So talking about Big Bear here, listen, I have not sold my position. A lot of people are asking me today if I sold out. I did not. I actually have 2 positions in Big Bear. The first position I have on another platform, and I think I started buying it around like, I don't know, $2 and some change, something around there, quite a bit of it over there. And then I started buying it again with another portfolio around like low threes. So I'm in some profit right now, and but I'm not selling because I'm gonna be honest with you. If Big Bear didn't get this last deal that it just got and it shot up to like $7 to $10 with what I was kind of expecting it might, I might have sold out. Because to me it would have been a push play, and I know it would have not had anything to hold it up. But this came out of left field, but I was expecting this too. So it's kind of this is where I'm at with my emotions, my double-edged sword that I'm bringing to the table with you. Investor conversation, friend to friend here. How I am looking at Big Bear right now is I'm not selling. I'm not going to sell, especially at this moment, because we've got the Q4 coming out here in March, okay? The last quarterly. I don't think it's going to be that good. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be anything special. It shouldn't be, because it's going to be it's before even these deals came out. These 2 government contracts that have just emerged here in the last 30-40 days here with Big Bear. And obviously the last one I'm talking about is like yesterday. So I'm not expecting like 2024 quarterlies, whatever. I don't care. They suck. It's 2025 here that we're looking at. We're starting new here, starting a whole new book. We've got the new CEO. We've got the 2 government contracts. They might get more. Obviously, we're hoping. So we're off to a good start here in 2025. Now, obviously, there has been a multitude of articles released today, and I was kind of skimming through them just to see what was being said about Big Bear. Kind of curious because I'm pretty balls deep in it at this moment. The main thing that I was seeing, which was pretty positive, not that I invest on this stuff, but most of these analysts were saying that they believe Big Bear here is at a price target of around $5 to $7, where it should be in the range wise. So that was pretty encouraging to see that they're saying that, because obviously Jim Cramer talked about Big Bear last week on his show Mad Money, and pretty much said it's stay away from it. It's a meme stock. And of course Jim, this blew up now. So but I love Jim, so I'm not saying I love his show. I like him a lot. But listen, fundamentally Big Bear here, we've got 2 huge deals that have just taken place. Now the attention is on Big Bear and what can they deliver this year. And obviously a lot of what I said with Palantir, I'm saying a lot with Big Bear here. The Trump stuff, the $500 billion push in AI, Big Bear being right in defense contracts that last for a long time. Here's what we know. Here's the solid concrete evidence that most people, whether you are on the Big Bear train or you don't believe it. Here's one thing that most people, we can probably all agree on with Big Bear. Things are changing, and more than likely, from what it looks like at this point, Big Bear is going to have probably one of the best years here it's had in 2025 in a long time, from what we can tell right now, okay? Now, obviously, it's only February, and we've got, at this point, we've got 2 big contracts for January and now February, okay? For the year, we've got 2 big contracts, good contracts that are lasting a long time. So, the attention right now is on Big Bear. I mean, like, when I woke up this morning, it was, like I said, article after article. I was seeing YouTube videos of, like, and it wasn't like YouTube people like me yapping. It was, I saw, like, actual, like shows talking about Big Bear. I was like, oh my God. Because before this, no one was talking about Big Bear. I mean, like, Big Bear was not being talked about. And that's why when I was talking about Big Bear, it was kind of like, I wasn't embarrassed to talk about it, but that's why I would say so much negative too, where I'd be like, listen, this is not guaranteed to work. This is a hype play, but apparently a lot of you just bought it, so thank God it worked out. But I'm excited about this. This has turned into a very interesting thing. Now that there's 2 big deals here, if we get a third one, it's going to seal the deal into the Big Bear going to a $10 position. Now, I am suspicious and curious that I do believe that Big Bear could push into an $8 to $10 range here just off of hype pushing it, and I would be obviously totally okay with that. So I think this is great. This is great. Like I said, quarterlies are coming up. I'm not expecting these quarterlies. I'm not expecting much. What I want to see is Q1 of 2025, Q2 of 2025. This is going to take a moment of investing. This is going to hurt people because it's going to take some time, more than likely. To really see some big money coming here with Big Bear, to see like big double-digit numbers, we're going to need to see more contracts. We're going to need to see them hit a quarterly. We're going to need to see proof that 2025 Q1 is actually showing signs of like, okay, things are changing. This is really good. Another big thing, you've heard me say this, I hope the new CEO, Kevin, talks, like gives an interview, something. Kevin, if anybody knows Kevin, tell Kevin to do an interview. That is so positive when CEOs do that, when they talk. That's a huge thing. That is one thing I've seen with me investing in companies. When a CEO talks, is out there constantly talking, it's a good thing. Investors like that. We like that a lot. So yeah, I think this is turned into like, I don't know, this may work to, okay, this may actually be turning into something a little special and very unique here. I'm not saying it's a Palantir situation right now, okay? A lot of people said that today. I'm not saying that. Now, and one of you guys said this today. I don't think I responded to you. I'm sorry, but somebody did say that they think, they asked me, do I think Big Bear could be, somewhat like, is Big Bear like the AMD to Nvidia? And I thought about, I was like, yeah, that's kind of like a good way to look at it. Although financially, fundamentally, with a market cap, obviously nowhere even in that conversation universe, but with that kind of thing, Nvidia is always going to be king, and then you have AMD who's doing great, but they're never going to beat Nvidia. So Big Bear could be someone like that to Palantir. Kind of think about it that way, because Big Bear and Palantir, they're in the same kind of category with what they deliver, bread and butter of who they are as a company with their product. So if that helps, think about it that way. So friends, that's my Big Bear conversation. There's not a lot of new news besides what I just talked about yesterday. They got the deal. Things are doing good. Had a little bit of sell-off today, back to this high $6 range. I wouldn't be shocked to see it trail back down to a high $4 range. It wouldn't be shocking to me. And I think a lot of people would just... I think a lot of people, if we do see this go down to a $4 range, I think there's going to be a huge push up back into a mid $5 range, because people are going to start buying it up. I think that's what's that's what's waiting right now. I think people have obviously taken some profit, and they're waiting now to see if it can bleed back down to a $5 to $4 range, and then that's when the next push is going to come, to really, because people are going to buy it. I might buy some more. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy some more. We'll see what it does here. SoFi. So I've seen so many comments here lately. Everyone asking me, am I still buying SoFi? Why is SoFi down? What's going on with SoFi? I'm not selling my SoFi. There is no way on God's green earth that I am selling the stock right now. It is in such a good position right now. Listen, let's talk about the good things here. SoFi, first of all, executing quarterlies nonstop. The last 2 quarterlies, the biggest they've ever had. The end of 2024, they captured huge deals. SoFi is in a range where it's having cash on hands. Their, new account, new customers, however you want to say that, opening accounts, is growing at a unbelievable rate right now. So SoFi is in this growth season right now, and this is a lot of you may be new to SoFi, so let me say that for people that have been here, dancing around the campfire praising SoFi, you're looking at one here, saying that SoFi, I was back here when SoFi was at $6, $5, $4, when we were like, it's going to blow up, it's doing good. I'm still there even at this $14, $15 range, okay? Because SoFi is doing what we want to do. It's delivering amazing quarterlies. It's going to do amazing in these next 4 years with Trump leading the helm. I truly do believe that. And even SoFi, at mid of last year, it came out and, the CEO, it's Anthony. I thought it was Anthony. Anthony came out and said, we are, this is before Trump won the election. Anthony came out and said, hey, we are hoping that we might see a Trump administration take over because we know it will really push SoFi in the right direction of where things are going fundamentally, financially. So, and that's happened. Okay. That's happened. So you have all this really good stuff happening with SoFi, and SoFi really does remind me of this moment in time with when Palantir was at this moment. Okay. And obviously for the guy writing the comment, yes, 2 different companies, 2 different business models, water, wine. I get it. What I'm talking about is that I remember Palantir was at this place in time where it was playing around this $13, $17 position. It would just and we were like, oh my God, like when is it going to go to $20? We know it's going to $20. It's got all the ammunition. It's got everything it needs. Why is it not going to $20? And then one more deal came in. One more quarterly came in, and that's when Palantir went to 20, 24, 28, played around 28 to 35 quite a bit. Then once those quarterlies came in, we went from 35, 40, 45, 47. Then we got to 50, 60, 70, 80. The rest is history. Here we are. SoFi here. I do think there's a strong argument that by midsummer here, SoFi, with these new quarterlies coming in here for the new year, they're going to be big. They're going to produce more customers. I think SoFi is going to come out with some things here that we don't see coming. Good things to structure the company more. And on top of that, I think Palantir, SoFi here is going to be in a position where midsummer, we're going to be looking at a $18 to $25 stock. Somewhere in that range it's going to be. Now, obviously, that's cheap compared to what a lot of people are saying. I know there's a lot of people saying bigger numbers, and it could be. But I think why I'm saying 18 to 25, I think those are those are kind of obvious. Okay, SoFi moves slow, but I'm okay with slow because I know the next few years with SoFi, they're going to be huge. And I know eventually down the road, if I can keep pushing money into SoFi, we could be talking about a stock split. We could be talking about a dividend being implemented into SoFi stocks, in shares. Imagine that. Imagine you start getting paid for holding SoFi. It's a bank stock. That's what bank stocks do. Okay? So imagine that. That'd be wild. And imagine if SoFi came out, maybe even, I don't know, let's just say in an imaginary world here, SoFi, this, at the end of the year here, it came out and said, hey, we're going to start giving dividends. We're going to start giving dividends for our shares. Okay. Imagine how many ETFs would start putting SoFi in their ETFs. Imagine how many, big brokerages, millionaires essentially, people with retirement funds, how many people would be like chunking SoFi into those things? It would be amazing. It would be amazing. So SoFi to me, it's a solid investment for the future. Listen, SoFi has always been slow. That's one thing that I have to admit. SoFi, it moves slow, man. It's a slow-moving stock, 100%. I'm okay with that. I would rather it be slow than not do anything. It's moving. I'm happy about that. I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity for investors as long as they can hold it, the longer they hold it. 100%. So friends, I'm losing my voice. I've been talking so long. Good Lord, I'm sure you're tired of listening to me talk here. Congratulations, everyone. I think we're doing great. Palantir, I'm not selling at all. I think we're about to have the biggest year we've ever had with Palantir for you even it's wild to say even people that bought Palantir at $80 are still about to go in a growth season with Palantir. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? And then Big Bear here, it's turned into it's still a wild card, but it's like there's a lot more that we can see with it now. I think it's somewhat turned into a king where it's a solid play going into 2025 here. So friends, be excited. I'm excited. This is getting good. This is really getting good. We're off to a really good start here. Take care of yourself. Bye everyone.